Hi, welcome to Best in Tesla. So I didn't get a chance to go down to the big opening party at the Berlin factory and see the first 30 made in Germany Model Ys being delivered to its first customers in Germany. But I did get to see the first deliveries of the made in German Model Y outside Germany, because that happened today in Aarhus, Denmark, and thanks to Tesla for inviting me to this event. So let's talk a bit about the made in German Model Y performance after I got to see it up close. And let's dive right in. Okay, it's not the grand opening at the Berlin factory, but this is the delivery event here in Aarhus, Denmark, with the first 5 Model Ys coming out of Berlin delivered outside Germany. So, Tesla Aarhus got the honor to be the second place in Europe to get some made in German Model Ys. Not 30 as in Berlin, but only 5 Model Ys were delivered today. I believe this is what we will see play out in the big cities around Europe for the next couple of weeks. Believe another lucky 5 new owners will get their made in Germany Model Y tomorrow in Italy. We will probably be able to find some pictures on Twitter about that tomorrow. And that will continue throughout Europe until Tesla can get the production ramped up and start real deliveries from new orders. So far, it is only the performance model they are making in the Berlin factory. So if you order the Model Y long range here in Europe, it is still coming from Shanghai, and you will be able to get that already here in May. If you order the Model Y performance right now in Denmark, you should be able to get that in July from the Berlin factory. So only about 4-month delivery time. So that sounds pretty good. So it will still be a mix of Model Ys from China and Germany here in the beginning in Europe until they get to ramp up the factory. But the waiting time of only 4 months, that is very good for EVs here in Denmark right now. If you want the Audi Q4, for example, you have to wait at least a year to get that one. Tesla has even seen customers coming to Tesla and ordering a Tesla instead of the Q4 because their order got pushed out and out and out and out, and they still had to wait over a year. So they dropped that idea, went over to Tesla, and there they could get a car within months. So yes, the competition is here, but not in any volume that really matters. Even the customers that actually wants to buy an Audi Q4 end up buying a Tesla because of bad waiting time for the e-tron today here in Europe. And this is also why Tesla has to raise their prices of their car to keep their waiting time in check so they don't get out of control. So I do hope they will be able to ramp up quickly at the Berlin factory, because I have a suspicion that this car will sell very, very well here in Europe. As I said in my video about the Model Y long range I tested, it is just the perfect electric family car. But with the performance version, it just gets a little bit better, especially the look of the car, if you ask me, because the performance Model Y is just a little tiny bit lower. It has this little spoiler on the back and the wheels are bigger, and I really think this does make a big difference in the look of the car. The proportions of the car just look much better with these big 21-inch wheels. They fit so much better to this big, tall SUV than what comes standard with the long-range model. This is of course a very personal thing, but I really think this looks awesome. But something that is not personal is of course the specs of the car, and they are good. As you probably all know, a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour, a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in only 3.7 seconds. That is still some serious power, especially for a family SUV. But the range is not bad either. It only drops about 19 kilometers in range compared to the long range, so about 12 miles. You typically see a much bigger drop in range from the competitors as soon as they try to match Tesla's accelerations, then their range drops significantly. But the Model Y performance still packs a 514 kilometers WLTP range and can of course charge with 250 kilowatts. soon to be even more. But I didn't get to test drive it, of course. The only Model Ys they had was these 5 models for the customers. But hopefully soon I'll be able to test drive it as well. But I did get to check them out thanks to the friendly owners and see how the build was of this car, and oh boy, were those great. If you hear anyone talk about Tesla and bad build quality, you know you're talking to someone that doesn't know what he's talking about and living in the past. Sandy Monroe has already told how next level the new refreshed Model S Plaid was. But I'm of course no Sandy Monroe, and I'm not even a car expert, and I didn't have a little tool that could go around measuring panel gaps. But I did look at them, and I could not find anything wrong with them. And the alignment of the tail light and bad paint or anything, they were just perfectly built. They just looked and felt so well built. Nothing bad to say from my first-hand experience without test driving the car. The look of the car inside, we all know. I still love the fact that they have removed all the black piano, black plastic, and the new mirror console is just awesome compared to the old version I have in my Tesla Model 3. It just makes the car feel so much more luxurious. And in the back, we of course have the new shelf with a nice little magnetic close mechanism and some hooks for cargos. And you can of course get this with a tow hitch that can tow up to 1,600 kilos. Yes, I have said it many times before, but I will gladly say it again. This is just the perfect electric family car. And I think it just looks even better as a performance version. Just look at those wheels. Damn, those are good looking. And let's see how long Tesla can keep the waiting time down to only 4 months. Because when people start seeing this car driving around and people are going to show it to his friends, the sales are gonna go through the roof. Remember, even though you guys watching this probably all know all there is to know about Tesla, well, I still meet a lot of people all the time that hardly knows Tesla exists. Because Tesla use $0 on advertising, and when they find out you can get this beast of a family car that can run on pretty much sunshine or wind here in Denmark, oh boy, this will sell as candy here in Europe. So no, Tesla don't need to spend a single dollar on advertising before they can actually keep up with their demand. But when this Berlin factory is up and running at full steam, what a difference this will make on so many levels. Firstly, Tesla Aarhus here in Denmark will be able to get a car from Berlin about 12 hours after the car is done. Compared to how Tesla does it today, from when the car is done at the factory in Shanghai, it would arrive in Aarhus about 2 months later. Just the cost saving for Tesla on transportation is going to be massive. And of course the emission we save from only having to transport it on a carrier from Berlin to Aarhus instead of putting it on a carrier, on a ferry, on a carrier, on a train, and then back on a carrier again. Oh boy, they're gonna save so much. And when Tesla also gets to buy everything that goes into the car locally, like they do in China, where they are already at 90% of the material that go into the car comes from China, when they can do that in Europe as well, that will also massively reduce the cost and emissions. So this is just such a big milestone for Tesla in so many ways to get the factory on the continent of Europe. Yeah. I already made a couple of videos about the implication of this, so don't worry, I promise I will not go into that here. But what a joy to see the first deliveries of the made in Germany Teslas outside Germany, and see the first few steps of a whole new beginning, of a whole new chapter in Tesla's history. This is such a historical moment. People just don't know it yet, but they will. And what a joy to see all the new happy owners driving off in the brand new Teslas made in Germany. What an awesome car on first impressions here. Can't wait to test drive it though and see how it drives compared to the long range Model Y from China I tried before. So stay tuned for that, guys. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.